A cup of coffee in the morning, and I get the paper. I check the headlines and decide that I am bored. I check my email and I decide to answer later. Another cup of coffee and I drag myself to work. My life is grounded in a firm routine of coffee, sleep, and work. I am not boring, I just stick to what I know.
Hey everyone! So, today I'm going to show you guys how to make a peanut butter chocolate cheesecake pie thing. You could call it a cheesecake, you could call it a pie, I don't know, cheesecake pie, whatever. I'm going to use a cheesecake pan, so I don't know, maybe it is a cheesecake? It's a vegan either way, so whatever you want to call it. So here's the ingredients you need. You're going to need coconut cream or full-fat coconut milk that has solidified so that it looks like a cream and has the consistency of a cream. If you don't know how to do that, I'll describe it below. So I'm either going to use this whole can, maybe even 2 cans because this is a big pie thing. I might use half of this, I'm not sure yet. You're going to need some chocolate chips to melt and put on top. You're going to need peanut butter, of course, because this is a peanut butter cheesecake. And what would a peanut butter pie cheesecake thing be without peanut butter? Come on. Okay. You're also going to need some graham cracker crumbs. If you're gluten-free or you don't want to use graham cracker crumbs or you can't find vegan graham cracker crumbs or whatever, you can use almond flour. Turn out just as good. You're also going to need some dates. I'm not sure exactly how many I'm going to use yet. I'm guessing all of these, if not maybe some more dried fruit. You're going to need maple syrup. That's what I'm going to sweeten this with. I think it sweetens pies quite nicely. And you're going to need a tiny little bit of earth balance or coconut oil to make the chocolate sauce on the top. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I took the canned coconut milk and I put it into a bowl after I opened the can. And if you have never had an experience with coconut cream this thick and amazing, just take a moment to look at this. Look at how thick this is. This is crazy, you guys. It is so rich and so delicious. Like, you will never miss another pie that has dairy in it ever again if you try coconut cream. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix this up and we're gonna start to add our ingredients. Oh, by the way, you wanna make sure that you saved a little bit of the coconut cream in the can, probably about 1/4 of a cup, because we're gonna use that to make into regular whipped cream so we can put it on top of the cheesecake after it's done. Okay, so I'm going to add some peanut butter now. Probably gonna add 1/3 of a cup. I'm not really measuring. I might add more later. Okay, stir that in. That looks really pretty, you guys. Look at that. Swirly, swirly. Okay. Pretty awesome, right? Right, Rochelle? That looks awesome. Okay. Now, I'm gonna add our sweetener, the maple syrup. I don't know, probably 1/4 of a cup, maybe a little bit more. It kind of depends on how sweet you like it. I like it medium sweet, not overly sweet. Okay, mix this stuff up really good. See, I made a peanut butter chocolate swirl pie once that had silken tofu in it, and silken tofu is awesome, especially for like puddings, but I always felt like it didn't harden enough. Like when I cut the pie, it was always a little bit too soft, I guess. So I always like this better. Okay, look at that. That's really creamy, you guys. That's really creamy. Okay, so I'm gonna add just a tiny little bit of almond milk to kind of thin it out just slightly, just so it's not like, you know, really thick when you bite into it. Pour that in there. And I'm going to taste it in just a second to make sure that it is exactly the right amount of peanut butter and sweetener that I want. You could do this with a whisk if you wanted to get all the lumps out, or you could do it with an electric mixer if you really wanted to. I don't know. I think it works okay with a spoon. Okay, let's try this. Needs a little bit more peanut butter. Okay. Do you guys love peanut butter? I love peanut butter. When you put peanut butter and chocolate together, it's like heaven. Heaven. Okay. Rinse off my hand. Try this again. Okay. That's annoying. Still needs a tiny bit more peanut butter. So, I will learn from that, and in the recipe I will tell you to put about half a cup to a cup of peanut butter. This is a bigger cheesecake than I thought it was going to be. Okie dokie. That looks pretty awesome. Okay, now I'm going to start to make the crust. Okay, now I have about 4 pitted dates and the graham cracker crumbs, and I'm just going to start mashing this together and just mash it until it becomes nice and uniform and a big doughy pile of amazingness. And yeah, it might take a little while just because, I don't know, that's what happens when you make date crusts unless you're using a food processor. You know what, if you use a food processor, that would be really cool. You should use a food processor, but I don't have one right now where I'm at, so I'm not going to use one. And I'll speed this up a little bit so that I am done with it. Okay guys, so I mashed up the dates and I added the graham cracker crumbs and I added a little bit of water so that it was moist enough. And you just want to make sure that everything is well incorporated. So you have this kind of lumpy, you know, malleable dough here. Okay, so set that aside and get your springform pan. Let me set this over there for now. And what you're going to do, you don't have to worry about greasing it or anything because we're not baking this. You're just going to take your dough and you're going to put it in the springform pan and just stretch it out until it covers the entire thing, which will be in a little bit. Okay, so I've more or less got the crust spread around evenly. It's okay if there's a couple little holes. Maybe I should have made a little bit more crust, but I don't really measure things when I cook. So that's why I try really hard to give you guys measurements, because I don't want you to have holy crusts. But it's okay, nobody's perfect. So now we're going to take our creamy filling here. Just take a look at this. Look at this creaminess. The coconut milk, the peanut butter. Yeah, I never said this was low fat, guys. But I mean, come on. Just because you're a vegan doesn't mean that you have to eat like low fat every single day. I mean, what kind of crap is that? Oh yeah. Okay. So, take our pan here, and we're just gonna pour that sucker in there. That's right. Make sure that it's all in there. Spread it all around. Yep. Wow. I literally could have used like 4 cans of coconut milk and it would have filled this up. But it's okay. I don't need that tall of a cheesecake. I don't need that, obviously. Okay. So spread that nice and look at that. Oh, it's pretty. And this is gonna harden up quite a bit in the fridge, which you'll see when I take it out of the fridge. Because most of my desserts you'll find are no bake, but I do bake some things, like I make cookies. But anyway, this is a no bake recipe. Okay, so now we're gonna make the chocolate sauce. Okay, Okay, so I made this chocolate sauce of amazingness by melting chocolate chips with a little bit of coconut oil in the microwave for a couple seconds, then I took it out and stirred it till it was completely melted. And this is a really, really, really good chocolate sauce if you guys have never ever tried it. So yeah, you should try it. Okay, sure, get all that chocolate out of there. No chocolate to waste in my household. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm weird. If you can get past that in my videos, I appreciate it, like, so much, you don't even know. Okay. So, let's kind of... You can swirl this as much as you want, or you can marble it, which I find only works for me when I have a really thin sauce that I'm marbling it with, so I'm not going to do that. But, whatever. I think it'll be okay like this. Because, yeah. And you also want to make sure that you added enough coconut oil or whatever you used in the chocolate sauce, because if you didn't, it's going to harden up a little bit weird in the fridge and it might be a little hard to cut. Just so you guys know. Okay. Sorry, I'm kind of a perfectionist with this. I don't know how I like it. I always get annoyed because it doesn't turn out pretty enough, and I'm like, whatever. Okay. What do you think? You think that looks good? Of course you can't hear me. I mean, well, you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. So, that's what it looks like. And I'm gonna stick this little puppy in the fridge for an hour? I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you when I come back. Okay. So really fast, I decided to marble it anyway because it started looking cool. So I'm just dragging my knife from the middle out to make these kind of really cool looking, almost spider webby things. I wasn't sure if it was going to look good, but it actually does look pretty cool. Yeah. Do you guys like that? I like that. Yeah. That looks pretty darn awesome, you guys. You should try doing that with your cakes. Okay, now I will really see you when it's cooled. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I kind of lost track of the time, but oh well. So, I'm going to try and remove the outside of the springform pan, and hopefully it will cooperate with me, because I've never actually done this before. So, let's see if this is going to work. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? I am unlatching the pan. Okay. I am lifting the pan. I'm trying to lift the pan. Okay. It's not wanting to lift. Yeah. Okay. I've got this. I've got the power. Okay. Maybe I don't have the power. There's got to be some sort of trick here. Okay. Come on now. Yes! Did you guys see that? That was so cool. Look at that. Woohoo! Yes! Peanut butter cheesecake. Oh yeah. Boom. Look at this thing. Now the question is, can I pick it up without killing it? Maybe? Oh yeah. And if you're wondering what I put on this thing, I took that cream that we saved, the coconut cream, and I mixed it up with a little bit more maple syrup, and just put it in little dollops on the top, and then I put little peanuts on the top. Yeah. And I put a little cocoa powder. So that's pretty much it. And I'm going to cut a little slice, and I'm going to try this thing, because it took a while to make. Okay, so I'm going to try a little bite of this and see how it came out, so you guys will know if my experimentation worked well. I had a little trouble cutting the first piece, but, you know, whatever. Okay, let's try some of this. That's the bomb. That is really good. It probably could have chilled a little more, quite honestly, but look at that texture. Okay. So I hope you guys give this a try. It's really awesome. Okay. See ya.